All right, all right, all right. So welcome to another awesome episode of the Ash Cash Show. Every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast on the ashcashshow.com. Follow us or subscribe to our I'm losing words today. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ashcashtv.com. It is Friday. Excited about today being Friday. And so we are going to get the show started. So thank you so much. I'm hyped. So for those watching live, you see I got my 1804. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like a soldier. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a warrior today. You know what I'm saying? So I got my 1804, which is the year that Haiti, the first Black Republic, got its independence. And you know, I got my bandana on. And it's just a reminder to me every so often, you know, what we built off of. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you can't unhear history, and so when you know that no matter how persecuted people are, you know, if you stick together, if you band together, there's liberation. Fast shout to Denmark VC. Like, there's just so much opportunity. You know, there's been a lot of uprise. You know what I'm saying? And I just promise you that no matter what, you know, if folks stick together, there's nothing nobody can do. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a reminder. And it's that collective energy that's important. And I want y'all to understand that the collective energy is important. Yeah, I'm doing like an unboxing though too, because fast out, you know. So I'm from the both H's. I'm from Harlem. I'm from Haiti and I'm from Harlem. You know what I'm saying? So I got I'm about to do an unboxing. I just got a pair of my of the Sham Gods. The Shams. Whew. This is actually a big deal because you know what I'm saying, like Sham is like a street legend out in these streets. You know what I'm saying? And I mean basketball legend. Let me just say that he's a basketball legend. And so I might have to hit up my guy to see if I can get him to autograph these. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm good. But yeah. So I'm hyped about these, unboxing those. You know what I'm saying? My Harlem representative. You know what I'm saying? Got my Sham God. So I'm hyped about that. All right, let's talk about man, we're gonna talk about a couple of things, right? So let's talk about the daily inspirational word of the day, right? And so the daily inspirational word of the day is just really off the heels of our mastermind, right? And so if you are part of Mailbox Money Academy, then you were part of when I tell you this man bought heat. We had Nehemiah Davis, who was an award-winning author, entrepreneur, world traveler, been to around 55 countries, and this guy was like, he's passionate about what he does. You know, he is like literally like his what do you call it? His you know, his he has a affirmation for his family that says poverty ends with me and wealth begins with me, right? So like he's like serious. And so I had the honor of having him come speak to our group at mailboxmoneyacademy.com. And you know, I mean, I honestly, so it's you know, it's a secret society, so it's only the people who are part of the program. But if you applied for the program, and was on the fence or didn't know if you wanted to join or whatever, I said, you know what, let me send an invite to you as well, just so you could kind of get a feel of what you know, what that session looks like. So just so y'all know, we go through a lot. Like, so every Monday at 9, we actually do our mastermind together. So we have our own mastermind together, and then every Thursday I try to bring in a guest that's gonna help empower you and give you some tips and tools on your journey. And Neo, you know what I'm saying? Neo just got killed it. And one of the things we would, obviously, right, the name of our academy is Mailbox Money Academy. And a lot of the stuff he talked about, I won't say it's advanced, right? Because we talked yesterday about not having to do everything yourself. You can hire somebody to do the stuff that he's saying. And I got contacts for you as well because I don't know all this stuff myself. And so I hire out a lot of the things that he was saying. But when you put that machine together like this, oh man, like digital money is different, right? And so we joked on the live or on the call yesterday, and we was like, yo, man, it's different now. I use my social media different now. You know what I'm saying? So now that I use my social media different, like when I wake up in the morning, I'm not checking for likes. I'm not trying to see how many new followers I got. I'm not trying to see how many likes I got, right? And I'm like, yo, I'm trying to see, my PayPal and Stripe notifications. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, they checking for likes. I'm checking for PayPal and Stripes. You know what I'm saying? And Stripe is a payment processor. For those who don't know, if you know, you know. And so yeah, so I posted that this morning, and I just think I'm just asking everybody to think about this logically. I'm not in no way. I just want you to think about it logically, right? If we're in a space right now, and this is pre-COVID though, right? This is pre-COVID-19. Pre-COVID-19, the reason why there were a lot of people making a lot of money was because with the internet, social media. So I would say about 2008, the game changed for everybody, right? Like 2008, those who were early on social media and figured it out, they kind of kept building. I was, sort of late to the party, like realizing how powerful social media was. But those who, it's a phenomenon, right? But when you think about the whole sales process, when you think about what it takes to make money, what it takes to gain a client, what it takes to get them to spend more money, all of that stuff, it's a science. Like it's something that has been created already. There's nothing, there's no, you got to figure out. Like it's just the way it is, right? And so, now think about, COVID-19 happens and majority of live events are either cut or scaled down. Then now where are the majority of people living, right? Majority of people are living online. And so, you gotta pivot. And Neil talked about this last night on our mastermind call, but I don't care what business you in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what business you in. You can actually use social media, use digital products, to make a lot of money, period. You know what I'm saying? So, fast shout to Elegant Eleanor in the building. She has a hair company. And that was one of her questions. She's like, yo, I have a hair company. Like, what can I give away for free? What can I sell? Like, and thinking about her business is like, yo, if you got a hair company, it's going to be expensive to send out hair samples and things of that nature. But the people, your clients, right? Like your clients that buy hair are their ancillary products. And so first of all, here's the thing. I didn't say this yesterday, and Elegant, we could talk about this. We could talk about this on Monday's mastermind. But I had this idea, right? I said, but it isn't there. So now you're selling. You have this hair business, and isn't there other products that you could sell around it, right? Like, is there oils that people who wear extensions, like is there oils that they could put in their hair to make it stronger so that when they take the extensions out, it doesn't mess up their hair? Is there like health related things for their hair? Is there things that they can eat, right? Like, are there things that they can eat that can make their hair stronger? Like, there's a lot that's within that hair care business, even myself, right? So I was telling y'all, when I started growing my beard, the first lady kind of created like a this concoction of some natural things that help my beard grow. You know what I'm saying? I never was like my whole life I never was able to grow a beard. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can still see, for whatever reasons, this middle patch right here is not. This is like, yo, you good? We're gonna stop right here. They'd be like, yo, Bloods and Crips. It's like, nope. we good, B. You stay right there. So like they don't want to get together for some reason. I got to get them to get together. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've been putting the concoction or whatever, and so I'm wondering like if there's those products, if there's hair extensions, if there's right, and then now before you sell those products, you now create a guide that teaches people how to take care of their hair, how to put on extensions, like all these things, and then this is how you either give it away for free, give it away low cost, and start to make money that way, right? And then those people now become your potential clients because you can now upsell them. Once they know you, you can upsell them some of your products and services. And so it's stuff like that I don't care what my homie Cheyenne is in the building. I don't care if you if you coach basketball. I promise you, there's ways that you could digitize a business out of coaching basketball in order to make digital money, right? And so I think anybody who is serious about financial freedom, anybody who's serious about growing their business, anybody who's serious about getting to that next level of freedom, you know what I'm saying, in life, you need to switch your priorities. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's stop checking for comments and likes, and start checking for PayPal and Stripes, and start using sort of like the knowledge that is available to us, and execution, right? Because that's what's most important. I don't care. There's tons of videos on YouTube. There's tons of gurus. There's some of the people that have this knowledge, but only the people who execute, only the people who take it to that next level are going to be the ones that are able to flourish. So, all right, y'all. So that's my inspirational word of the day. I'm going to again mailboxmoneyacademy.com. Let's talk about the news, and then we'll open it up for any questions. All right. So, in today's markets, the NASDAQ was down 2.29%. S&P 500 was down 1.23%. Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 1.31%. Gold was up 1.01%. 10-year Treasury was down 2.10%. Oil is down 1.77%. It was a bad. The markets were bad yesterday. The S&P 500 had its worst day in nearly a month, as earnings season rolls on. Dow futures set to extend losses after Thursday's sharp sell-off. COVID-19 update. The U.S. crossed 4 million coronavirus cases yesterday. That means at least 1 in 82 people in the United States have been affected, right? So at least 80. That means 1 in 82 people. So they're saying it's 4 million coronavirus cases. So they're saying 1 in 82 people in the United States has been affected with the coronavirus. President Trump, he canceled part of the Republican National Convention that was going to be taking place in Jacksonville, Florida, because of the virus. So now, it's definitely a harder look at it. E-Trade experiences record trading in second quarter as the retail trading boom continues. So E-Trade's trading activity and new account surge in the second quarter amid a boom in retail investing that started during the coronavirus market turmoil. The broker slated to be acquired by Morgan Stanley in the second half of 2020 reported Thursday a record 1.01 million daily active revenue trades in the second quarter, which is a 267% increase from its daily trades last year. This is up from 657,000 daily trades in the first quarter. The major online broker Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, and Robinhood have seen the new accounts and trading activities surge this year during the coronavirus recession. So pretty much what it's just saying is that because of coronavirus, a lot of people are, not wanting to miss the boat, and so there's a lot of retail investors who are investing in the markets to make some money. And so, um, you know, keep again, just do your due diligence, um, because I think that in order to with all investments there's risk, but you want to what I'm saying, you want to be able to um, you know, assess your risk wisely. And speaking of the stock exchanges, there is the first black-owned stock exchange in U.S. history is about to open very, very soon. And so the Dream Exchange is what it's called, founded by Joe Sacella, in partnership with Cadis Capital Holdings LLC, a black and minority-owned private equity firm led by William H. Ellison, who holds majority ownership of the exchange, created a platform to provide a space to match small and emerging businesses at the early stage with investors to generate more wealth creation for underserved communities. Cecilia credits his legal career for learning more about investing and driving him on a path to create his company. Early in my legal career, I learned how the stock exchanges hunt for liquidity because I was the lawyer for the founders of Acapulco. I don't know how to say that. One of the first and biggest electronic stock exchanges in the world. Archipelago Archipelago grew into what the world has known today as the New York Stock Exchange because of my experience in understanding the formation of the world's great electronic stock exchange. I learned how a stock exchange creates, controls liquidity in the markets. Cecilia said in an interview with Black Enterprise. So definitely check that out. That's huge, right? That's a huge thing. If we're looking to close the wealth gap, this is definitely a good way to start. So the first black-owned stock exchange in U.S. history is definitely about to open soon. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned. Medical experts are urging the U.S. to shut down again and start over as the coronavirus surpluses 4 million. So as the U.S. hits a sobering 4 million cases of COVID-19, and the rising daily rate of confirmed cases and hospitalizations suggests that the virus is far from under control. Medical experts are urging political leaders to shut down the country and start over to contain the pandemic. Representative John Lewis will be laid to rest at the U.S. Capitol with an outdoor public viewing. The body of the civil rights icon and longtime Congressman John Lewis will lie in the state of the U.S. Capitol next week with a public viewing that will take place outdoors because of the coronavirus pandemic. House Speakers Nancy Pelosi and State Majority Leader Mitch McConnell made the announcement in a joint press release on Thursday. And lastly, let's go, champ. Lastly, Mike Tyson. This is big news. Mike Tyson is returning to boxing to face Roy Jones Jr. in an 8-round exhibition. I'm excited because, Mike Tyson is goals, right? He was looking flabby and sick. Got in the gym, got disciplined, and that man for 50, that man looking right. So I'm, you know what I'm saying. So I'm looking forward to you know what I'm saying, doing my push-ups, doing my jump ropes. You know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. So I'm looking forward to that. But fast shout to Mike. He's about to get in the ring with Roy Jones. I'm biased because I think my guy Mike is. Roy's a problem. Don't get me wrong, but. Hey, when I was seeing that man train, I said, ain't no way nobody in a 40 in a 30s even, maybe that 30s, but I don't see nobody in their 40s messing with that man. So salute to that. All right, y'all. we are going to open it up for any questions. I'm missing a lot of the Mind Right moguls in the building, so I see y'all. A lot of them were up with me last night. So I'm wondering, they probably sleep, cause the comments are dry, but it's all good. But yeah, I'm gonna open it up. If you guys have any questions, please. Good morning, Carmia Hill. I'm on YouTube. I'm not sure what happened with Facebook, because Facebook is doing me dirty. Because like the whole week I wasn't able to jump on. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Periscope, please put your questions in the question box. If you're watching on Instagram, please put your questions in the question box so we could go from there. Let me see, because I know my girl, she asked me this question a long time ago. Best way things. Okay, so I want to know, what is the best thing to do as I have some account. Okay, so I'm gonna answer a question that I got in a DM. I'm gonna answer DM questions if somebody, if nobody has any questions here, I'll just answer DM questions because I get a lot of them and I don't get a chance to answer all of them. And so number one says, I want to know what is the best thing to do as I have some accounts. I have some accounts that fell into delinquency, and I'm being told to not pay it off, and myself not pay it off, and myself is saying file bankruptcy. I need to get this in order as the time is now and present, and I want to take the correct steps in doing so. I have a credit report pulled. I know my student loans is what's a great issue pertaining to my utilization. I was in the 700s, and because of what happened before the business and working 9 to 5, I'm here. All right, so a couple of things. Let me unpack this question, right? So number one, student loans don't have anything to do with your utilization ratio, and so anybody who knows about the 5 categories that focuses on your credit, right? You got 5 categories: your payment history, utilization ratio, length of credit history, your credit mix, and any new credit, right? 35, 30, 15, 10, 10. 35, 30, 15, 10, 10. And so those are the 5 categories. Utilization ratio, which is 30% of your score, only is accounted for any credit cards or revolving lines of credit, which means that any credit that you have that you can use once, and then after you pay it back, it's available to you again, is revolving, right? It's a revolving line of credit. It's like a credit card. If they give you a credit card that has $1,000 and you use $300, once you pay that, once you use $300, you have $700 left. And you could, and once you pay off that $300, you'll have $1,000 available again, right? So it keeps revolving. Number one, just for clarity, if you have revolving line of credit, you never want to use more than 30% of that, because that will negatively impact your score. That's number one. Number two, you do want to get to a space. Number two, your student loans doesn't affect your utilization because it's an installment loan. You took out the loan and then now you pay it back and there's no revolving. So I just want to clear that up. So that's number one. Number two, if you have delinquencies in your accounts, so a couple of things, right? So delinquencies mean that you have an active account that has fall behind. That is going to kill you a lot, right? Because that's 35% of your score is based on your payment history. And so if you have delinquencies in a space where you just can't afford to pay it, your credit is going to take a hit, because it's different that if these things were in collections already, right? Because in collections, they don't necessarily affect, it does affect your credit score, but not as much as an active account. You know what I'm saying? And so if you could, get back up to date with the active accounts, I would say to do that. If you can't for whatever reasons, then I would look into potentially just, I mean, all you could do is all you could do, potentially allowing those delinquent accounts to fall into collections, and then try to negotiate a smaller bill once they're in collections. If you choose that route while you're waiting for it to go into collections, I would then open up a secured loan or secured credit card just to start building my credit, while I know that the accounts that I have already are going to close, just so that I know I'm going to have accounts that are building, right? If you can't do that option, then I would say the last step would be considering bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is really about your, what you could afford. So I would definitely just look at that part of it, to look at your, just look at what you can afford, right? Look at what you can afford. With bankruptcy now, you're going to have to prove. There's something that's called a means test, MEANS. So you're going to have to prove that you don't have the means, to pay off the debt, and that's when they'll potentially approve you for for your, what do you call the thing, bankruptcy. But you would need like a bankruptcy lawyer or somebody legally to take a look for you. All right, appreciate the question. Let's see. I think I got something in the question box. I got a few questions in the question box. Feb Creator, like, yo, when will you upload last night's session? I'm gonna do it as soon as I get off here. As soon as I get off here, I have to upload it to YouTube as an unlisted video, and then post it to our group. It's a secret society. Only people part of the society get access to the replay. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if I gave you an opportunity to go in free, and then you was able to jump in, you was able to jump in. If you didn't, then only the people that are down with the secret society mailbox, the MMA crew, only the MMA crew can see the replay of it. And I'm gonna upload it as soon as I finish. Can you type in the comment section the Black Stock business name and info? Okay, so it is called the Dream. Let me give me 1 second. It's called the Dream Exchange. Let me see if they have a website so I can post it on here. So dreamx.com. So I'm gonna type it in here. So www.dreamx.com. So that's the black exchange. Dreamx.com. Let's see. Star Jewel says, how many credit cards are good? You have to build your credit. The amount doesn't matter. Contrary to popular belief, the amount of credit cards you have don't really matter as much, right? Because percentages are percentages, right? So let's say for instance, if you if your credit report says, hey, I want to know how much can this person manage credit, and no matter what their limit is, can they manage 30% of whatever limit I give them? So if you have $1,000 worth of credit and you use $300, then you're good. If you have $10,000 worth of credit and you use $3,000, then you're good. If you got $100,000 worth of credit and you use $30,000, then you're good, right? So no matter how many cards you have, nobody looks at the cards for your credit score, right? For your credit score, they're not looking for the cards. They're looking for the usage ratio. What people do look at cards for is, how long you had credit, what's your credit limit, right? So obviously if you, just started out with credit and you got you got a $1,000 limit, somebody who's trying to give you additional credit might be like, yo, this person just started, so I don't know if they can handle a big amount. And so it would be a good idea to continue to build your credit so you get bigger credit limits. But as far as the amount of credit cards, I don't think that matters. Let's see. The article is also a black enterprise. Type in black owned stock exchange. Yeah, facts of that. Iris Palmer, Dream Exchange article is in the black enterprise. Yeah, so she loved money. Yet the usage is what matters. That's a big fact. It's the usage that matters. It's not really the amount of credit cards you got. Is it best to put a higher deposit down on a secure credit card? Not really. I wouldn't. I wouldn't put a big deposit down on a secure credit card. Only if, I don't know. Like I would say if somebody's just starting out on building their credit, I would do between $100 and $500. That's it. Um, Use it responsibly. Only use 30% of it. And that's it. 30% paid off, 30% paid off, 30% paid off. In fact, if you want to get in the high 700s, I would do 10 to 15% paid off, 10 to 15% paid off, and eventually, as you do that, other credit card companies are going to start offering you a secure, unsecured credit card, and based on your history, they'll give you that amount. They'll give you a bigger amount. So I don't think a large amount in a secure credit card is important. Sir Cass says, "What's a secured card?" So a secured card is like the best kept secret to building credit. And so what happens is that, let's say for instance, you can't get regular credit for whatever reasons. So what a secure card does, it says, hey, I have $100. I'm going to give it to this bank. The bank is going to take my $100 and put it in a CD and hold it. I no longer have access to this. And then now that I don't have access to this money, this $100, they're gonna give me a credit for $100. And so the great thing about that is that now I have a credit card that has $100 on it. It's being reported to the credit bureaus, so I know that it's being reported to the credit bureaus. And the bank has no risk because the bank knows that if I don't pay that $100, they'll just take the $100 that I have in a CD. I don't have a risk because that $100 that I put in the CD, I'm earning interest off of, and it's a best kept secret. Yeah, you might pay interest or whatever, but that's just the cost of doing the business. Yeah, and then so now it's secured. It gets reported. So make sure when you do apply for a secure card, that it's getting reported to all three credit bureaus, not just one or two, which is Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Should you keep trying to increase your credit limit? Nah. I think if there's a way to increase your limit without a hard pull, so a lot of your credit card companies that you have already, like if you have a credit card already, a lot of them are potentially going to, when they do soft pulls, and when it's available, they will give you a credit increase. I remember that happened with my Amex. When I started with my Amex, they gave me a certain amount. Then every time I kept doing good, they just say, "Hey, we increased it," so I didn't really have to ask them. And I just think eventually what you need to do is, if you have existing credit cards, as long as they're doing a soft pull, then that's fine. You can do it as many times as you want. If they're asking for a hard pull, I would wait till your credit is A1 before you start applying. Good question, Travi. Trev. Over time, should you continue to increase your limit? Yeah, I think you should. Joyce says, I need to start working on business credit card. Where do I start? Go to my website, mindrightmoney.com. Under resources, there is a tab that says business credit. There is a webinar that I did with Steven from Credit Suites, and we literally break down everything you need to know in order to create business credit. Number one is make sure your LLC is created the right way. Number two is make sure that you have a Dun & Bradstreet's number. If you don't know what Dun & Bradstreet is, then you don't have business credit. And so I would start with those two things, but honestly, I would just start with the webinar. I think it's about an hour long, really straight to the point, gives you everything that you need to know, and then you can start from there. For college student, what's the best secured credit card to start out with? I don't really think the secured credit card matters. The only thing that I think that matters is if your credit card is being reported to all three credit bureaus. So I have a secure credit card that I offer. So if you go to mindrightmoney.com under resources, there's a tab that says secured credit card. You can apply for my card. And you know, that works pretty well. The second one, or actually the first one I would say is Capital One. And the reason why I like Capital One is because if you apply for a Capital One credit card, you don't have to take the secured card if you're already approved for the unsecured. I mean, the unsecured, right? So I'll give you an example. Like, let's say you apply for a regular credit card with Capital One and they don't approve you, then you could just go and take the secured card without having to run your credit again. And so that's why I'm a fan of Capital One, because it gives you that option. They offer a not unsecured and a secured, and then you don't have to keep getting hits. I have a DUNS number. All right, bet. So yeah, it's good that you have a DUNS number, and then just check out the workshop, so you'll see how else to set it up. All right. If you're already paying collections, for a school loan, is there any way out of it to get back into paying the school directly again? So the thing about school loans is that that's the only debt that will never get sold. So it's not even like you owe. You're just probably paying a servicer. Because the school loan, unless it's a bank, unless it's like a private loan, but even private loans, they don't go anywhere. And so, right, because that's weird that you are paying a collections agency, because I don't know why a school loan would I don't know why a school loan would send it to collections. Send me a DM. Give me more information, because a school, like, I've never seen school loans use collection agencies. They don't have to, because they know that they know that it's not, there's nothing, there's nothing, it's not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, it stays on your credit report forever, for life. Some CUNY schools sent. Okay, so y'all have to look into that, because I never seen schools, putting school loans into collections, but yeah, I'll look into that. Let's see. Bella 6. If I am selected for the Mailbox Money Academy, I have access to the videos. If I'm selected for the Mailbox Money Academy, would I have access to the videos that already happened? Yeah. So what we're building is just a library of information that'll help you along your journey. And so with Mailbox Money Academy, so far we had Maria Moore, who was able to, pay off $283,000 in debt while still working a full-time job off of her side hustle. We had Nehemiah Davis, who just gave us a multi-million-dollar worth of game last night. Next week, next week it's gonna be fire. I already got my guest confirmed there. And I'm gonna stop letting, what I mean? I think we just gonna rock. We just rocking with who's rocking. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you'll have access to those videos. You have access to the previous masterminds if you want to watch them. You'll have access to the steps that we go through within the program. So yeah, you'll have access to all of it. Yes, for sure. Let's see. That's odd. I'm late to the party, but Sac Passe. What up? Sac Passe, not Boulay, Mompreneur ATL. Schools don't service the loans. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know schools don't service the loans. It's usually servicers. So it's usually like NailNet or all these people. So why would they send it to a collection agency? Because that's what NailNet and Navient and all these people are. You know what I'm saying? So, Is it maybe a non-federal? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I told her to hit me because it might be a non-federal loan, but I don't know. If the loan is in default, it can be transferred to a collection agency. Speaking of Maria Moore, I DM her about her vendors and never got a response. Style Lewis in the building. All right, I'll hit her. I'll make sure that she, I'll hit her. She probably has a lot of, she probably has a lot of DMs. So I'll text her directly, and then I'll post it in the group, so you guys everybody can have access to it. Your thoughts on REITs? I think REITs are dope. Real estate interest trusts or investment trusts. I think REITs are dope. I think REITs are a way to allow you to invest in the market in the real estate market. Um, you know, even when we saw in 2008 when the real estate bubble happened or the crash happened, people were still making money off of REITs because a lot of these big companies were waiting to gobble up all these single family homes, and then using that, within their REITs to make money. So, yeah, I love REITs. Comes up on my thanks. My Nailnet comes up on my credit report. Yeah, Nailnet, Navient. I forget what the others are because they shift a lot. A lot of them just change their names. Sally Mae, Fannie Mae, they just change their names just so they Sally Mae know you mad at her, so she changed her name to Navient. I forget who she changed her name to, but she changed her name. What else we got? Oh yeah, so I answered that, Trav. KCO5 says, when do we pay off our credit card every month while fixing credit in regards to due date and statement date? There's no science to that. So the question is, when do we pay off our credit card every month, right? While fixing our credit in regards to due date and statement date. So there's no science to that because what happens is that the credit bureaus, each of them, right, all three of them don't have a specific date in which they all report, right? They take a snapshot whenever they feel like it, honestly, And so that's why I tell people it's dangerous. It's a dangerous game to ever use more than 30% of your limit, because if you go over 30% of your limit, then if they take a snapshot, let's say for instance, you used 90%, and you like, yo, I'm gonna pay this before the due date, or I'm gonna pay this before the statement date. But the credit bureau doesn't care about the due date or the statement date, and they take a snapshot of your balance at whatever time they want, and then at the time they take the snapshot, you 80% of your your usage, then that's gonna tank your score. And so that's why I say, just make sure that you are, you're staying at that 30%. And so the only two options they'll have whenever they take the snapshot is either you're going to be 30%, which is good, or you'll be at 0% when you pay it off. You know what I'm saying? So no science of that. MJ the Soul, suck by sit. I got my warrior spirit on today. You know what I mean? Let's see. So, Button Gross says, Facebook stopped sending me reminders since last week for this morning show. Please look into that if possible. My Facebook name is, I don't see. Yeah, I don't see. Oh, Nadij. Yeah, Nadij Sterling. Okay, copy that. Yeah, I'm gonna look into it. I'm not sure why they put. I don't know. Did they put me on punishment? Like, did they suspend me? I don't know what's happening, but all right, cool. Let's see. Elegant Eleanor says, is it best to split your mortgage payments? So pay half on the first and a 16th. Would that avoid paying all the monthly interest? Or no. So the thing about mortgages, and that's a great question. The thing about mortgages is mortgages are amortized, right? Amortization. So amortization is different from, it's a type of way that they charge interest, right? So amortization means that they take, like, let's say you got a 30-year mortgage, right? They'll say for 30 years, this is how much you'll owe on this mortgage. Banks were smart. So this only benefits the bank. It doesn't benefit you at all, right? So let's say the bank says, yo, you're gonna have this mortgage for 30 years, right? And so now that you have this mortgage for 30 years, this is the amount of interest you would pay for 30 years. But what's been happening in the mortgage industry, that they were noticing that people wouldn't, like they wouldn't keep the mortgage for that long, right? So like they would, keep it for 5 years or keep it for a few years or whatever. And so because of that, the banks were like, yo, we're not making a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And so what they did was they created this thing called amortization, in which they charge you a lot of interest in the beginning. So for the first 5 years, everything you're paying in your mortgage is mostly interest. It's not even principal, right? And the principal goes nowhere. And then usually about the midway point, that's when it flips, right? And so let's say, for instance, your mortgage payment is $2,000, and normally, right, like if you did a equal balance, $1,200 would go to your principal, $800 would go to interest, right? Well, the mortgage company says, nah, we want all this money up front. So that first payment you pay of $2,000, not $1,900 is going to interest, and $100 is going to $100 is going to principal, and that happens for like the first 10 to 15 years. So that way, if you refi, they don't care because they got the bulk of what they would have gotten for 30 years, and your principal pretty much stays the same. But if you decide to stay with them, then that's when it flips. So that's why it's important, if you're going to pay extra payments, don't pay your regular payment. You go to your bank and say, I want to apply this extra payment to principal, right? And that's only how it's going to work. You know what I'm saying? And so, so that's how it works. So it doesn't matter if you split it up or not. Most of it is going to principal anyway. Let's see. I think they're going to kick me out soon. Let's see. I thought if you pay before the due date, more points or something like that. Nah, it just if you pay your credit card before the due date, it just depends on when they capture it. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on if it, what your usage ratio is at the time, whether whether you pay on time or whether you could actually pay late and it still doesn't affect your credit card, your payment history. The only thing that affects your payment history is being more than 30 days late. And that's a secret. I'm not telling y'all to do this, right? But if you have a credit card and you pay the credit card early, or if you pay it late up to 29 days, it gets reported the same. There's no magic that says, oh, she paid this early. Oh, she paid this on time. Oh, she paid this right before the cutoff. No. The only barometer that the algorithm is saying is, did she pay her bills, or was she always on time? And on time means no more than 30 days late. That's it. So no, it doesn't affect it if you pay, it doesn't affect your points at all. Ash, have you ever heard about SPACs or blank check companies? Nah, I don't think I have. Snapback entrepreneur. Yeah, I don't think I have. What does SPACs stand for? Because maybe I know it better. Penny Pond says, sorry I missed the invite last night. I was called into work. Nah, it's all good. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Mailboxmoneyacademy.com. Replays are going up there. Same with car loans. Yup, fresh out the hutch. That's why you have to apply. Yeah, that's why you have to apply the principal. That's the option, the online payment. Do you know about government contracting, DBE certification? I don't. I have a friend that does. DM me and I could connect you with her. I learned that yesterday when I called the credit union about my secure payment yesterday. Yep, that's a big fact. That's a great point, Ash. Is it best when you pay off all your credit cards to not use them, but no activity? Let me see. No activity. The card issuer will close your account. It's better to do it that way, just to keep two credit. No, this is what I believe. I think that you should keep your credit cards active because you don't want them, like you said, you don't want them to close them. And so what I would do is I wouldn't spend money on on BS, but I would so here's what I would do. If you have a credit card, let's say you have a credit card, right? Like for instance, I got an Amex, right? And I want to keep my Amex active because I don't want them to close it because I have a pretty large balance. Um, have good history with them. And so what I'll do is every time I go grocery shopping, instead of using the cash that I was going to use for grocery shopping, I'll just charge everything on my Amex. Charge everything on my Amex. Up until that 30% mark, and then I just pay it off. You know what I'm saying? I pay everything. I charge everything on my Amex. Charge everything on my Amex, and then pay it off. So that way, I'm keeping it active. I'm not creating a new bill either, though, right? I'm not using it for something that I wasn't gonna use money for anyway. But you know what I'm saying? So that's what I would do. I would pay your bills with your card, and then pay it off with the cash that you have reserved for it. So if you got a car note, there and your finance department takes credit cards, then pay your car note with your credit card and take the money that you're gonna pay your car note with and pay that off. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Special purpose acquisition companies. It's an alternative to a traditional IPO. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that, fam. I'll look into it, but I'm not familiar with it. Thanks so much for the mastermind guests. You rock, Ash. Yeah, Iris, thank you for joining us. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, it was powerful. It was powerful. All right, y'all. So that's it. They kicking me out. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me Monday through Friday. The Ash Cash Show. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Please make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure you go to ashcashtv.com. Let me just look at these quick questions before they kick me out. Do you like 529 plans or prefer a different way to save for kids' education? I like 529 plans, but I also like index universal life insurance plans for your kids. We could talk about that at a different time because too much to go over. But yeah, I like that better. Is it best to split your more? Oh, you asked that already. All right, cool. All right, y'all. So thank y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Enjoy y'all weekend. Again, share this. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And yeah, just continue to rock out. Have a great weekend. I'll see y'all. Peace.